So tonight I wanted to share with you guys about this upcoming full moon. It is less than a week away now, just under a week away, and it is also an eclipse, not just a full moon. So we have an eclipse. It's also known as a blood moon as well, so there's lots of energy for us to be able to talk about. And plus our full moon is only a couple of days before the 11:11 gateway. So that's a powerful energy once again. So it's like we've got two really powerful energies really only a few days apart. So these are all things that we can plan for, to work with in some way, to really be able to harness these energies. So yeah, I just wanted to be able to get in alive early enough to share with you guys some of the energy and maybe get you thinking about what you want to do at this full moon, and perhaps something to do at the energy gateway as well for that 11:11 too. So I will jump straight into it, gang. So our Taurus full moon, and it is a complete lunar eclipse, a total lunar eclipse, is for us here in Australia. It is next Tuesday, November the 8th. For us it will be at that complete full moon will be at 10:02 p.m. And yes, we will be able to see the eclipse here in Australia, which is really exciting. So I've got some times for you guys, those of you that want to try and have a look at the eclipse. I know I will be out there trying to have a look, and from what I saw tonight on the weather, I think we're supposed to have some good weather next Tuesday. So hopefully that means we will have a nice clear night to be able to see the eclipse. In London it will also still be on November the 8th, but 11:02 a.m. in the morning, and New York will still be November the 8th, but 6:02 a.m. in the morning is when they will have the complete full moon. Now of course full moons are really good for anything, so any kind of spell work, any kind of manifesting work, any kind of healing work that's maybe been on your mind that you want to do. The full moon is always the ideal time to do any kind of spell manifesting, all of that good stuff. Don't forget to put your crystals out to charge in this magnificent energy, because it will be extra potent with the eclipse as well. So make sure you're charging your crystals and any other sacred tools that you have that you want to get out to charge up in this beautiful energy. It's a good time to also charge up some moon water. Even if you're not sure maybe what you want to do with your moon water, it will be a really potent night to charge up pretty much everything. So, you know, you might just have a window full or windows full of things charging up in this wonderful moonlight. Plus, of course, with full moon, we're good for meditation, for divination, moon gazing. Really, the sky's the limit when it comes to the full moon energy. The Taurus moon, I call a Taurus moon my money moon. That I see it as the most potent moon for manifesting money. So I tend to like to utilize it for money magic or anything on a manifesting, you know, trying to manifest something into physicality. The Taurus moon is really good for that, for bringing things in to the physical. It is also good for things like real estate, anything on that material level we want to bring in to acquire. It's good for stability, being responsive, adding energy to things like if you're not a good saver, you know, financial saver, putting money away, it's a good time to set the intent, start working on that, putting energy into that. Into any long-term goals, this is a good time to actually set goals, especially the long-term goals, because Taurus has the patience, it has the energy, it has the long-sightedness of, you know, what's ahead, what do I want to work towards, what do I want to plan towards. So whether it's just simply planning and goal setting, or whether you want to put energy towards these things, maybe do some spell work, etc., that all works really well at the Taurus moon. Prosperity, money and harmony as well are all really key areas for that Taurus. So as you can see, lots of like I said, money, prosperity, the long-term stuff, looking at the long-term stuff, and a lot of manifesting and bringing things into fruition very much is that Taurus energy. On a healing level, Taurus will focus us on the throat, the neck, and the ears as well. So obviously with a full moon, you can do healing on any level, because full moon's really potent for all healing, but the Taurus is just going to focus it on those particular levels. So if you're having issues with any or all of those, that's extra potent for those particular areas. But you can do any healing at all at this full moon, of course. Now the eclipse side of things, eclipses add an extra potency on a magical level. They're considered to be extra potent times, extra powerful times. Eclipse on a magical level also helps to focus on clearing anything from the past, clearing things out. So it might have you already decluttering at home. You might already be being called to that, because we did have an eclipse at the new moon that we experienced. Well, that was just over a week ago, and we've got the full moon in just under a week. So it can have you decluttering, but it can also be pinging you and prodding you with, you know, maybe you need to evaluate this relationship, maybe you need to evaluate this job, this circumstance, these people that are in your life that perhaps it's not necessarily a healthy relationship anymore. It doesn't serve you anymore. So it can really have you evaluating, what is it that I need to clear out of my life? What is it that I need to change in my life? So eclipse energy can have us doing that, and will also assist us if we want to do some, say, focused manifesting, some focused spell work around clearing and healing those types of things. Okay, so it's really potent for that. And we are in, at the moment, what's called an eclipse gateway, and that eclipse gateway opened up at the new moon that we experienced at the new moon just over a week ago, and it will actually close at this next eclipse. So during this eclipse gateway, that's when the eclipse energy is really potent. So that whole 2 weeks, it's really prevalent and potent, and that's where universe will tend to be giving us those prods and those signs the most, is during that gateway. And that energy is there for us to utilize that whole time. So you don't have to wait to the full moon if you don't want to. If you're already getting the signs to start doing things, then maybe start doing stuff now. And you could even finalize it with a spell or a ritual or something at the full moon. Or by the full moon, you might decide, oh, that's when I'm going to plant some seeds for some manifesting, because I will have done clearing out before that, if that makes sense. So that can be a really good way to look at it too. See what sits with you, what feels most appropriate for you as to how you want to work with this eclipse energy. So not just in Australia, and the whole of Australia, no matter where you are in Australia, you will be able to see this eclipse, weather allowing, of course. But it will also be visible from North and East Europe. It'll be visible from Asia and North America as well, and in the Antarctic if you happen to be in Antarctica. So the eclipse itself will start around 8:09 p.m. for us here in Australia. It will be at its maximum at 9:59 p.m. and it will finish at 12:56 a.m. So we have that whole period there. You don't necessarily have to be out watching it the whole time, but you might want to be maybe going out and spending time to see that eclipse and to watch that eclipse. As I said, it will be a total lunar eclipse, so the moon will appear to disappear essentially. And we do have, it is also what's called a blood moon, so we will have that red colour or that red tinge to the moon. So it's nothing ominous, it just is that it will appear red in the sky. So I think it'll actually be a little bit more magical, which will be really lovely. Hey Heather, hey Narita, hope I got that right. Hey Colleen, welcome guys. So any time on the 8th, during the eclipse, even during the day before the eclipse, you know, that energy is going to be potent. Remember, as always, the full moon is the day of the full moon, and the day before and the day after is our powerful days to utilize full moon energy. So you'll be able to do anything on that full moon level to tap into that full moon energy in those 3 days. So, utilize it at any time. And that eclipse energy, it's not like a light switch where it just suddenly flicks off. So that's why I'm saying we can do anything working with that eclipse energy now if we want to, or all the way leading up to that 8th of November. And even I would suggest a few days after. I feel like that energy is going to stay potent up until the 11th of November, when we have this 11/11 gateway as well. So it's really powerful period at the moment. So definitely encourage you to make use, or to, tap into this energy, doing things to tap in. So that's essentially our eclipse. The veil is also really thin during this time because of the eclipse as well. So what I mean by the veil is thin is this is a good time to do your divination, to tune in with spirit, to talk to your guides, to do anything on that intuitive psychic level, because that stuff will flow through a bit easier. Let me know, guys, if you've been finding maybe dreams that are coming through a bit more than they might normally, or perhaps they're being a bit more vivid for you as well, because that's very much a possibility during this time. While we're in this eclipse energy with the veils thinner, we can have more dreams, more psychic experiences, some of that guidance flowing through a lot more easily than it might normally. So definitely a time to utilize all of those things purposely, tap into that. So that's essentially some of those key energies. So for me, I love Taurus moons. As I said, I see them as my money moon, and I purposely utilize that money moon energy. So for our full moon boxes, we do a full moon box every month. For November, we have focused on that money moon energy, doing a money charm bag. If anyone hasn't grabbed one yet, there's only one left. We only ever have a limited amount of these that we can put together with what we grab, to put them together. So we've only got one of the full moon boxes for November left. So that one is available on the e-store, or of course in person. Our full moon boxes, I write a spell page for them that has all your instructions and is really pretty, that you can put in a book of shadows, and it has everything that you need in the box to be able to do the spell. And plus, by the end of this week, I'll have a separate video up for that, to guide you through the spell as well, to give you that bit of extra guidance if you're a bit unsure of what you're doing. So I also have a couple of money spells on our book of shadows. It sounds like Bron has just purchased the last full moon box. No worries, honey. So we also have a couple of money spells that I have up on Mystical Dragon's Book of Shadows. So on our website, mysticaldragon.com.au, I have a Book of Shadows there with about 40 free spells. They're all spells I've written that are up there for various different things. And I have 2 money spells that are on our Book of Shadows. So if you're looking for a spell to do, my favorite spells are often up there. So do check that out if you are looking for some inspiration as well. And we do have some spell boxes that we sell through the Mystical Dragon store, which of course have different focuses as well. And in those you have some instructions, and you have what you need for those, and that we just constantly stock those particular spell boxes too, and they are also available on our e-store. If you are struggling with money, and maybe money flow isn't so good for you, then this can be also a good time to clear some blockages around money. So it might not be that you necessarily do just magic around, I'm going to manifest lots of money. It might be that you're feeling guided to actually, let's clear some blockages, because money tends to be a problem. Money doesn't flow really well generally, so maybe your focus might be on clearing some of those blockages instead. Louise Hay has a really great book called You Can Heal Your Life, and she devotes a whole chapter on money and prosperity, abundance, all of that energy flow. I think it's chapter 13. But her book is fantastic. It really looks at lots of different areas of our life. It's not spell or witchcraft focused, but very much on healing your life and working through various blockages and things that might be going on for you. I highly recommend that book if you're looking for, a way to start clearing some of the stuff and healing some of the things perhaps going on in your life. she not only has lots of really brilliant affirmations, but lots of great advice and, you know, tangible things that you can do. So I do recommend that book if you are looking for perhaps clearing the money blocks and other blocks in your life as well. Things like clearing beliefs that we might have that money is evil, that I'm not worthy. Like, I'm not worthy is a big one I see so often for people. They don't feel worthy, and therefore it is hard to manifest money and other things into our life when we don't feel like, you know, we're worthy. So that can be a really big blockage. Thanks, Robbie. It is a good book, isn't it, honey? Thank you. So, you know, that might be something you could do, like a burning ritual, perhaps, you know, writing down these areas, writing about these areas that you're feeling the blockage is. You know, you kind of pour out everything onto a piece of paper, how you're feeling about it, where you feel it maybe came from, anything that comes to mind, and you just kind of write it all down and write until you kind of feel like it's all out on the paper. And then you can call on a divinity or an angel to help with clearing it, and you literally set the paper on a light and let it all burn out in a heat-proof container, like a cauldron or something else that you've got, and allow that to go. And that can be really powerful way to release things too. I love doing burning rituals. Yeah, exactly. Money is energy, and people forget that money is energy. So exactly. Yeah, beautiful. So this is some stuff to think about. Perhaps you might want to do some clearing of blockages when it comes to money, if it's not something that tends to work for you. It's also a good time, if you want to do some work around money, perhaps you'd consider either refreshing an abundance altar or a money altar, or perhaps creating a money altar or an abundance altar. I kind of clump them in the same because it's all about bringing an abundance of money and that beautiful abundant flow coming into your life. So if that's something you want to do, then I would suggest green or gold or red cloth for that particular space. Then you would want to think about some money and abundance crystals. So some of your classic ones, citrine gets very talked about for this. I love citrine. Pyrite is another really good one, like fool's gold. Clear quartz works really well as well. So if you don't have lots of crystals but you've got some clear quartz, that's a really good one. And any of your green crystals are fantastic as well. Jade, green aventurine. I also love green garnet, which is also called grossular garnet. I don't know if you can see that one very well. That's my green grossular heart. So any of your green crystals are also focused around money, so make sure to program them, charge them up with your intent, and pop them on your altar. You don't have to have heaps, even just one crystal works, and it doesn't have to be a huge space, obviously. I love to work with goddess energies like Lakshmi. She's one of my favorites. Yellow Tara is another really good one. And Abantania is a Roman goddess that I really like working with as well. They're all really good for money and abundance as well. So you might want to, even if you don't have any cards that maybe depict them, like the oracle cards like I was just showing, which I've shown the Sacred Mothers and Goddesses deck, and also Doreen Virtue's old goddess deck. That was where those cards came from. You might find some images on the internet that you want to print off and put them up, and just speak to these beautiful energies and invite their energy in and ask them to assist you with, you know, that money flow. So please, you know, don't be shy. Just pick one, and it might not even be one of those ones, but they're some of my favorites. Whoever is kind of calling to you to work with, there's some great angelic energies you can talk to as well. So whomever you're kind of feeling called to use, and ask them to help with that money flow, with bringing more money in, with clearing any blockages, all that kind of stuff as well. And then of course the other thing I tend to put on my money altar is things that represent money and money flow, or things that I want from that money. So things that maybe represent that. So let's say you are saving for a car and you're trying to have that abundant money flow to save for a new car. You might want to have an image of the car, or Even at one stage when I was doing that, I actually had like a toy car that I had on my altar, and it just represented that car energy, because it just felt a bit more real for me than just having a photo. So whatever works for you. So you can have coins. I have a money tree on mine as well, just a little one that I've bought that's got little coins hanging off it. You might have like a citrine crystal tree. Bees and frogs are very connected to money flow on an animal level. Anything, it just has to speak to you. It just needs to speak to you to make sense to you to have on your money altar. And for anyone that's done my abundance bowl seminars in the past, that's obviously the ideal place to have your abundance bowl, because an abundance bowl helps to bring money flow in as well. So that would be the ideal place to have that, and make sure it's all refreshed and working for you too. So just some ideas there on, you know, being able to help manifest money quite simply with what you have already at home. Now this would also be a good time to do a vision board, but particularly focused around those long-term goals or long-term projects. That would be really good at this time, because that Taurus energy really works with the long-term goals. Also spells or any manifesting around new jobs or pay rises or promotions. This would be a good time, because Taurus energy would certainly work with that. Excuse me. Even if you were looking at perhaps selling a house, anything on a real estate level, real estate really works with Taurus energy. So selling a home, looking for a new home, even a rental property, all of that sort of you know, all of those sort of focuses, that Taurus energy would work really nicely with that. So if that's something you're trying to manifest, you might want to perhaps do a vision board particularly centered around that for you to help with the manifesting. And lucky last thing that I wanted to mention as well, just talking a bit more specifically on that eclipse energy with the Taurus moon, as it's a really powerful time to do healing and clearing, you might want to think about maybe even focusing some of your magic on that healing instead of maybe manifesting. So I do have a really good spell that I really love, which works with Archangel Raphael, which is on Mystical Dragons Online Bookish Shadows. And so that can certainly be utilized at this time to heal for yourself or doing some healing for somebody else. I also have a couple of like clearing negative energy spells and a cord cutting spell that's on there as well. So if there was a someone perhaps that you're trying to clear to be able to move forward, then doing some cord cutting work can be really powerful work to do too. So do consider that. And I'm pretty sure I have that in a spell box as well, if you wanted, you know, the everything that you need to do it. But you can also charge up some crystals to assist with your healing and your clearing out as well. And so I thought I'd just mention a couple that you might find helpful for that particular kind of work. Of course, rose quartz is one of the best crystals for supporting us through any kind of healing work. It's such a beautiful heart crystal. It helps us with transmuting anger. It really supports us on so many levels. So rose quartz I highly recommend. Whether you're male or female, it's a beautiful crystal to work with, and I'm sure you'll find it very helpful. Also, obsidian is a fantastic crystal that supports us through grief, through all kinds of emotional turmoil and lots of really heavy, dense emotions. So this one here I've got is a snowflake obsidian, which I find, if you find like a black obsidian to be a little bit too heavy, then something like a snowflake obsidian can be good. With the white through it, it kind of just brings in a bit of a slightly lighter energy, a little bit more balanced energy. So you might find that there's also a mahogany obsidian, which has got the red and the black, and sometimes that one, you know, you might be drawn more to that one, which also has a little bit lighter energy than just black obsidian. But all the obsidian families, so your mahogany, your snowflake, your black obsidian, your rainbow obsidian, they're all really supportive, really beautiful crystals to work with. So if you've got any of those at home, they can be great for supporting you through healing. And then this one's a smaller one, so you probably can't see it so well, but something like an ocean jasper or even a Kambaba jasper. They're really beautiful, supportive crystals, really on that heart level and helping us while we're transmuting a lot of stuff and going through a lot of stuff on a heart level. They can be really powerful, really potent crystals to work with as well, and to sleep with. You know, obviously any of the crystals that you're going to work with, make sure you charge it up with your intent. And that's just between two hands. You can charge it up with your intent, focusing on, you know, what it is that you're wanting the crystal to help you with. And then you can carry it on you. You can sleep with it. You know, there's so much you can do with crystals. I love crystals and how easy they are to work with, but yet how powerful and profound the effects can be from working with crystals as well. So that is essentially the things that I had to share with you guys tonight to try and give you some inspiration for this coming week. Like I said, you can already start doing some of this stuff right now because we are in such a potent gateway at the moment. Oh, I did want to mention as well the 11/11. So on the 8th, we've obviously got the full moon, and that's when the actual eclipse is, on the evening of the 8th. And then just a few days later, on the 11th of November, we have an energy portal. So we have energy portals several times across the year. So if you've heard of the Lion's Gate, that's an energy portal that's in August. So this one is the 11/11 energy portal in November. This one will be, the 11/11 is a real heightened energy for connection, for connecting to spirit, for doing your divination, for intuition, for all of those wonderful psychic connections. So I really feel that the veils are going to stay thin, and that eclipse powerful energy is really going to linger until at least the 11th, where we'll have that 24-hour period of that real heightened high vibration energy. Do meditation, do your divination, do any of your psychic intuitive work, maybe do some automatic writing. All that kind of stuff will be really ideal during that 11/11 energy portal. Really powerful time, and then that energy from the 12th will really start to release after that, or at least it should. But I really feel like the 8th to the 11th is going to be that real potent time, and those couple of days is going to be that real power-packed time to do that connecting, that intuitive stuff. You know, it's just going to be so potent. So definitely utilize this energies, guys. It's just going to keep building all the way up to the 11th.